Hey everyone. So, you know how it goes where, I've talked about this before, how the universe, the divine, whatever you believe in, things happen how and when they're supposed to. And they really do. And Anik and I have a situation right now which is completely aligns with that. I mean, completely. So, for those of you that have been following me, you know that Anika was out of town for about 2.5 months while her mom was sick and eventually moved on. During that time, there was a moment where one of the local Home Depots had like a massive like blowout sale on like peat moss, like completely random peat moss. And we use peat moss for Anika's plants and everything. However, they were selling them at like 15% of what normal price was. So it was normally like almost $20 for 3 cubic feet, and they were selling them for like $3.99, something like that. So we bought like 20 of them, literally the week before Anika left. Brought them in, put them in the garage, and she knew that we weren't going to need that many. We only needed like 2 or 3 bags. So she asked me to put them on Facebook Marketplace after she went to Seattle. So I did. And this guy messaged me and comes and picks up 10 bags. This guy's name's Bill. I'm not going to get into more details. I haven't talked to him about sharing his information or anything. Picks up 10 bags. And we talked for like 2 hours. This guy didn't know me from Adam, other than he came to pick up some peat moss, loaded it in his truck, and we talked for like 2 hours. Showed him Anika's plants. I showed him what we have going on here at this house. And he said to me, he's like, I've got some acreage down the road. And when he said down the road, it's about 3 miles as the crow flies. However, it's on the other side of Lake Tarpon, which is pretty large here. So it's about a 20-minute drive. However, he says, I have some acreage and I have 2 greenhouses that aren't being used right now. Would you guys be interested? And I'm like, well, I can tell you my wife's going to be interested. 100%, without a doubt. He's like, cool. So I've kept in contact with this guy every week or two since Anika's been gone. He's like, oh, wow, I thought she was only going to be gone for a few days. Yeah, well, it turned into what was going to be a few days, turned into a lot longer. And so we finally made it over there this weekend, yesterday. And this guy's got 35 acres on a lake, immaculate place, great place. And he said, hey, I would love it if you guys took over this greenhouse. He's like, it's all yours. Whatever you want to do, you can do whatever. I've got water here. I've got power here. I've got the equipment. We'll help you move stuff. We'll clean up the thing. He's like, and it's on me. He's like, if you need to get something for this, if you need to buy something, tell me, I'll get it. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on? So it turns out this guy's just an amazing human being that loves to serve, just like my wife and I love to serve. We love to serve. And I only met this guy for 2 hours. And this guy's welcoming us. Like, we're going back this weekend. He's given us a key to his gate. And he said, you guys have at it. Whatever you need, if I don't already have it here, I will get it. Now, not going to lie, this guy has a little bit of money. It doesn't matter, though. I don't care. The fact that my wife, who's always wanted something like this, we haven't been able ourselves to buy property like this yet, and now is having the opportunity to have free reign at this property, and a guy who wants nothing in return. We've had this conversation. He literally wants nothing in return. The guy's 79 years old. He's been retired for several years. He had a business for 51 years. Actually, he didn't sell it. He gave it to his general manager, to give you an idea of what kind of guy he is. And he said, he's like, we're private people. We don't normally invite people over here, but for something about you, Tony, and then now that I've met Anika, something about you guys just said, these are people I want as my friends. And these are people that I would love to have as a part of our world. And I was like, wow. So the reason I'm doing live now is I just had another conversation with him because we were there yesterday. He said, now you've seen everything, take some time, take it in and let me know if it's something you want to do. Because I'm not going to lie, the greenhouse hasn't been touched in a few years. He admitted that going in. He's like, the greenhouse is here. It needs some cleanup. It hasn't been used in a few years. So, but it's amazing. I mean, yeah, it's, if you look at it now, you're like, yeah, you guys have seen us for years. Anika and I are not afraid of hard work. We're not afraid of cleaning something up. I mean, look at what we built back in Panama City. I mean, come on. Again, free reign at a place on a 35-acre plot. He's like, whatever you need. And again, we only met this guy twice. And something about him and about us connected. And so I had a conversation with him and his wife. His wife, Katie Bird. He calls her Katie Bird. And I had a conversation with Bill and Katie Bird tonight where he's like, we are so excited to have you out here. Even after meeting your wife, we're even more excited. We can't wait for you guys to be a part of this property. And I'm like, wow. Wow. And so when we talk about this, and I've talked about this before, when things happen the way they are supposed to happen and when they're supposed to happen. This man here and his wife, Katie, are amazing human beings that just want to do well for other people. And from what he's told me, they've done that for their entire lives. I am proud to say that we're going to be a part of, even if I make his property more valuable, I don't care. This guy wants nothing in return. We're going to be able to grow Anika's plants there in this greenhouse and the property right next to it, like the outer parts. She's going to be able to grow everything she's ever wanted to grow and that we haven't been able to buy the property for yet. If you could see the look on my wife's face. Most of us husbands out there want to make our wives happy. And this here is something that I've wanted to do for her for a long time. And now it takes this man coming into our lives to help me do that. And it's amazing. I didn't take any pictures or video when we were there because it wasn't the right time. I didn't feel it was the right time. However, now that we've officially committed to being a part of this, I will take pictures. I will take video. We are going to have to clean this place up. This greenhouse it's not in dire straits. It's actually, the structure's good. The panels are good. It just needs to be cleaned out, pressure washed, and things like that. However, it's perfect for her. I mean, the size is perfect. It's like probably 30 by 20 feet, maybe 40 by 20 feet. And all plastic, corrugated plastic panels. Just needs to be pressure washed and cleaned up so it brightens it up. It's amazing. And I want nothing from this man. I want nothing from him. You know, I've only shared this with a couple of people. I'm going live now talking about it, but I've only shared this with a couple of people before this. And they're like, whoa, what if you get in and get into the will? I'm like, I don't care. I don't want anything from this man. He is giving my wife what she wants. And they're just doing it out of the kindness of their hearts. God bless them. Something I haven't been able to provide yet, he's helping me provide my wife. Perfect. I want nothing. And it's amazing. So stay tuned. You guys will see. We're going to go next weekend. So I committed to him tonight when I talked to him. I committed and we're going to go next weekend and we're going to start to clean this place out. I mean, literally, we told him we're going to start with a clean slate. We're going to take everything out, clean everything up, and then start putting things in. So stay tuned. The funny part is, those of you that have been watching, I have moved Anika's plants many times, and now I get to move them again. And I say get to because now I get to move them to a place where she really wants them. Such an amazing time, amazing person, and just a great possibility. Great possibility. The universe works in mysterious ways. The divine works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. Things happen how and when they are supposed to. All right, everybody. Thank you for popping in, Carrie. Thank you, Hugh. Make it a great rest of your night, and we'll talk to you real soon. And always remember, never forget to be schmaltzy. Take care, my friends. Awesome.